So I'm on like number 5 of this video, trying to figure out how to get the words in the right order. I'm rambling on a lot of this because there's a lot of information, and I don't want to do these 30-minute videos where nobody's gonna watch the whole fucking thing because they get bored because they're like, this motherfucker just talking in circles. But what I really want to talk about is addiction. I want to talk about my addiction, my personal addiction, the way I handle it, my alcoholism, my drug addiction, um, the way that it's affected my life, and what addiction is to me. Okay, I'm gonna break this in half. I'm gonna try to get about 8 minutes in, and then I'm gonna stop, and then I'm gonna post another video in a couple of days about what I think about the rest. Um, but my addiction, like I say, I'm an alcoholic. I'm an addict. Okay. Um, Now, what I want you people to understand, because this is the misconception, people say you can't be an alcoholic because you weren't. When I was drinking, I'm 8 months sober. So I want you to know. I mean, I'm not. And people say there's recovery. There is no recovery. I'm an addict. When you're an addict, you're an addict. You're addicted, and it's not. It's not because I did drinking or gambling or sex or drugs. Like, that's not what makes me an addict. I'm not addicted. I'm not addicted to one thing. I'm addicted to what I do. So for me, I drank because drinking was easier to get to. It was a lot cheaper than doing the cocaine all the time because that shit gets expensive. Um, Drinking gets expensive too, but it's not near as expensive or dangerous when you get caught. I mean, they still throw you in jail, I promise. But they're a little nicer to you than when you get picked up with drugs. So my addiction, alcohol, was my thing. I drank a lot. I didn't drink every day. And people say, you're not an alcoholic, you don't drink every day. No, I'm an alcoholic because I binge drink. I can't go in for one or two. When I sit down, I'm going to have one or two, and then I have two or three, and then three or four, and then four or five just turns into however many I can have. Um, Never didn't have a friend at the bar because I'm sitting there at the bar and I'm drinking, they're drinking, we're drinking, we're going to talk, we're gonna chop it up, we're going to have a good time because that's what you do. The more you drink, friendlier you get, the more friends you make. The more fucking drinks you buy. Well, the more drinks I buy, because drunk me is a very wealthy individual. Sober me, he's poor because he got to pay for drunk me. But as you drink, you continue to drink, you drink. Everybody that I know, because as an alcoholic, I associate with other alcoholics. I spend my time drinking with people who like to drink, not people who have a couple of drinks and go home. I don't have that issue. Like, I can't just have two and go home. Not saying it's never happened, because it hasn't, but it's a rarity. The thing that I always do is drink a lot. So I go and I drink, and I'm gonna go out for a drink. No, we all know that's a lie. That's a lie. That's bullshit. I'm gonna have a couple drinks. No, I'm gonna have all the drinks. And I'm gonna drink till I can't drink no more. Then I want some cocaine. Sober up. Get the cocaine in me, sober up. Well, then I get some cocaine. Well, you know what happens when if you've never done cocaine, don't do it. It's bad for you. Okay, it's terrible stuff. So you do a little cocaine, and then you want a little more cocaine, and a little more cocaine, a little more cocaine. Before long, you ain't even drinking anymore. You're just doing cocaine. So um, you get addicted. You do things in excess. That is what my addiction is. I do things in excess. So when I quit drinking, at the time I was dating the most amazing, wonderful, the best thing that has ever happened in my entire life. Hands down, I will never meet another woman that can match this because she changed my entire life. She changed my culture, my way of thinking. She was the reason that I strove to be a better person. Now, if I've accomplished that, I don't really know, but I tried because she deserved the best, and the me that she got at first was not the best. Now, the problem with my addiction is when I quit drinking, I had to find a new addiction because I was addicted to something. So what I did was I turned my addiction to our relationship, and I made everything about our relationship, and I tried to be like all the time. Super clingy, super smothery, super just like, hey, whatever you need, whatever, I'll be, and when that got to be too much and I didn't get what I thought was reciprocated, that old drunk me guy came out. That reason for my drinking came out. That those things that I was using my drinking to avoid, that person came out. That passive aggressive, that angry, that, oh, this is fucked up. You don't love me. Yeah, oh my God, that guy came back. And needless to say, she didn't sign up for that. Nobody signs up for that. That's not what anybody wants. Everybody wants to have a good, healthy, happy relationship, and I ruined it because I didn't know how to not be that guy. Um, because I've never been sober for this long in my life, not since I was 16. Um, and so, I'm obviously, as an addict, I'm self-destructive. Um, my addiction, in a roundabout way, ruined my relationship, the best relationship I've ever had, the most stable relationship I could have possibly asked for, because I could not be that guy. And and I'm still trying, and I'm gonna try probably until the day I die to not be that guy. But that is so ingrained in my soul and my spirit and the fiber of my being is that fucking guy who, instead of dealing with his problems, drank, did drugs, slept with whoever he could sleep with, who just did all of the things that basically, if you read the Bible, if you believe in that kind of shit, is a sin. Because it was so much easier than just dealing with my problems, which is what most addicts do, is they drink, they drug, they sex, they gamble to not deal with their problems because the highs are so good and the lows are so bad that when you get really high up there, man, you feel ecstatic with that feeling, and then when you come down, you feel like the biggest piece of shit in the world. So you got to do it again to get back up here because you're way down here. Now, for me to turn it around, I had to find something, because I'm always going to be addicted to something. There has to be something in my life, because with my addiction comes my depression, which if you watch any of my other videos, I talk about that, and I'm going to get into that more too as time goes on. There's going to be a lot more stories about depression and stuff like that. But my